Hello again. I thought I might show you something a bit different from my last video. My last video I showed you the Lima Class 33 without any modification or anything done to it. Well, pretty much. I'm going to show you a much modified Lima Class 121 locomotive, or DMU. Just a standard Lima packaging. They did two types. They did this one, which is just basically the foam tray and the box. The other one is a foam tray but with a lift off section instead. I just thought I might show you this because this is a bit more of my standard. The basic model doesn't come like this. I did this quite a while ago now, but the underframe and body have been weathered to an extent. I've added detailing to the ends, and it's also got a full interior at both ends. So I've taken the cab off of another spare body. This is the interior. I've taken the cab driver's desk out of another body and placed it into this one, but I've modified the interior so that this end's got blank panels, whereas the other end has got the windows. This is because this is the guards compartment at this end of the unit, and the passenger end has windows to look out the front of the unit. Another slight modification I've done to this one is I've added the buffer beam bogie footsteps to the guard's door. I've done that on both sides, and I do believe that they come with this particular unit, is that the bogie footsteps, although I bought mine separately as spare parts. The mechanism to this particular unit is as is at the moment. I plan on replacing it with a newer mechanism at some point, but I've made this one run quite well. It's nothing special, it's just a Lima pancake motor. Right, we'll start with the detailing, which I've done to the ends. Coupling just got stuck on the pipe. This is actually a buffer beam detailing kit which you can buy. Craftsman models make it. It's basically a pack of white metal castings for the jumper cables, the two pipes and the extra pipe there, and the MU fittings which they plug into on the other side, and the same for the other end. The same arrangement again. Another small extra which I've added is the 3-link coupling, or rather screw link coupling. This is a Smith's models coupling, which you have to, well, you can buy them ready made, but I made this one up and fitted them, and it's sprung in one end and not in the other because we got the motor bogie there. Inside I've fully painted the interior, and I've added hand painted passengers quite regularly. I'm sort of representing a quite busy summer lunchtime service type thing. I've fitted power for the destination blind in this end, and Nuki in the other. So I had to squeeze it in a little. This was due because the I'll probably change this end at some point, but this is due to because the transfers are quite large. They're actually meant for signal box nameplates, but obviously because on signal boxes they stick out. I weren't using them for the signal box, in other words. I used them on this. They seem to be alright, well, at least at one end. Another small modification which I did to the cabs is I've added all the handrails, the front two sides above the headlights and tail lamps rather, and the other two which are towards the windows. I've also added the warning flashes at both ends, to the corner of the left window, and the windscreen wipers are actually a etch which you can buy, another Shore Plan etch. I think they're large pantograph wipers. You'll be able to find them on their website, but I believe they're actually meant for class 50s, but they're also suitable for DMUs because they're quite large. Another small detail which I've added to both ends is the lamp brackets. These are quite simple. They're nothing particularly special, but they're actually just office staples, bent round and cut to the correct dimensions. You just make a small square slot, and you put them in and glue them on, the same as the buffer beam detail. Same for the coupling, which is two holes, one drilled above the other, and you cut between them carefully with a Swan Morton blade, and just get a nice rectangular slot. This is much better rather than cutting a slot with a razor saw, in my opinion anyway, because you don't have to fill in the bottom. You just have to drill a couple holes, cut it out, and then slot your new coupling in, and then just secure it behind. Whereas if you used a saw blade, it can never be quite not as straight, and it's probably not, well, in my opinion, it's not the professional way of doing it. It's more of the amateur. Exhaust to the roof. I diff slightly weathered exhaust. I actually did this at a exhibition quite a while ago at Helston. I used my friends me a weathering quote, and although it doesn't show up, I may go over it with the airbrush, but I was sort of trying it out completely. The frame is weathered with the airbrush, so sort of brownish, just a normal weathering, for like a brownish enamel cover frame, the general under the dirt with and colour just a bit around oily axle bar for the and the engine, the boxes around companion bogies and other moving components of the boat. Well, I took the pieces and at this I was tarfing the pieces and paint changed these as well. The wheels. I've also fit over one end, other end, it'll dry to mainly the parts of the unit, because this is running most of the time, way that be run most of the time. He's actually local casting. He a cast, I think the jet is called but he go chap to the local show. Jeff sells his figures. They're not used to the bad. The figures are quite base too, but for casting locomotive interior detailing, they're not too bad. Or when I was doing the handrails to both ends, the interior ends are the have a recent braid. which seems to have turned out alright. The lamp on this end is a spring inside casting, and there's I think they're about £3 something now. They used to be a little bit cheaper, but that's inflation. It's just stuck onto the lamp bracket. The spring side castings actually come with a mark on the rear of the lamp which indicate sort of where it goes. The windows on the ends I've replaced with flush glaze ones, although you can get a much better equivalent from Shoreplan, which is a laser glaze equivalent. These fit perfectly into the window outings, although because I did this before Shoreplan presented their window sets, I fitted them with flush glaze. The reason I've replaced the front free and the back free is because they come with the window wipers moulded onto them. Although they weren't quite up to the etching standards, I've replaced them with etched window wipers. I'll just remove the body so that you can have a look inside. You can see the extent of my detailing work to the interior. Just a few passengers in the front section. These are I think they're Praiser figures. I think they're called. Those German make. You just take them off the frets and paint them up and then fit them in. And because I sort of model the 70s and 80s colouring of clothing is a little bit more colourful, so. And we've also got some in the rear here as well. You can see the extent of my slight modification to the standard cab ends. You see it's just the pancake motor in there, as I mentioned earlier. The model itself runs quite well. I've made it run slightly better. Just because I cut out the centre posts, you have to be you sort of lift it up by the chassis rather than the body. I hope you've enjoyed looking at that one. Any questions or anything, please comment, subscribe if you wish, and I'll be back with another modelling article soon. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.